testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Do we have audio? Audio check, audio check. 1. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Audio check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio check, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, looks like we have audio. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, you're tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. And tonight we're playing Farming Simulator 25, and we're on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the 3 base game maps for Farming Simulator 25. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or your part of the world. Can't even talk tonight. Let's try that one more time. Hello, hello, hello. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. In some cases, for some of you, it might not even be Saturday. That's the way it works as the world goes around. But anywho, welcome. Let's jump right into it. You tuned in to Bose 831 Gaming, Farming Simulator 25, Riverbend Springs, and let's jump into it. We're kind of picking up from where we were, exactly where we were at when we unceremoniously had to jump off during last week's episode. Um, Wednesday's episode, I should say. We were trying to set up utilizing the mod that allows us to do swathing with our tractor. And we of course ran into some issues. Most of it was operator error, uh, in part because I had not done any testing with any of these mods, so we're just jumping in on live cold turkey per se. But I think we have everything under control now, so we're gonna go ahead and get our tractor turned on. We finally figured out what was the scenario with our front loader and the swathing header. We also figured out what was going on with the forge wagon, or with the forging trailer. So we'll go ahead and get that turned on. Let's go back over here and make sure we have the swather turned on. So we want to turn on mower. Okay, we got that going. We got the trailer on pickup, so we should just be able to drive forward here and just kind of rock on from what we were doing the first time. And because this all equipment works at rates faster than normal realistic rates, we'll be able to get this knocked out in a decent amount of time, and you won't be sitting here watching me swat on this field for the next hour, 2 hours. But we'll have to do it a little bit, because it does be probably will run at a brisk speed of 11 hours versus the 5 or 6 hours that would be the ultra realistic speeds for harvesting. So we'll have to run through it a little bit here, so we go at about twice the speed. So it's going to take us a few minutes to get this knocked out, but this is going to be really cool. I'm really excited about this mod. I really like this mod. I've always had an interest in swathing, as you guys know if you've been following me in my Farming Simulator series. I didn't do a whole lot of swathing in Farming Simulator 22, but I did use one of the swather mods quite a bit, but I used it in my mowing operations. I really never was able to do that much swathing on Farming Simulator 22, even though I had the equipment. We just never really got around to it in some of my live stream series. But with 25, you had one of the pieces of equipment that starts out with the that comes with the base game if you buy or pre-order the game is the MacDon swapping uh, equipment. So it's definitely more a thing that's ingrained into the game now and part of the base game. So swatting is a big thing now. So definitely want to get into it now a little bit here. Like I say, I've never really had an opportunity to play that much with swatting and do that much swatting out of, outside of using the grass conditioner on the swather that came with a BC Bueller's mod for Farming Simulator 22. And I use that mod quite a bit, but again, mostly for my grass mowing operations versus uh, swathing of grain crops, what have you. That being said, here, like I say, it's going to take us a few minutes or so to get this entire field done. We have the wide pickup on both the forage wagon, and we got the largest header for the swather here. So all those things will speed up the process quite a bit, but at least probably double what it would be normally. But we still got to go through the swathing or harvesting or harvesting or swathing or whatever you want to call it, and the pickup and all of that good stuff. What I do find it interesting is seeing the wheat swath as I'm loading it into the trailer. I don't know if that's a concern or not, but we're going to figure that out on the fly here. I thought it would be giving us wheat swath, but it's just saying straight up wheat. So I don't know if that's something I should be concerned with or not. Again, I've never tested this mod. This is my first time using it, so we're kind of learning its proper operation on the fly. That does have me a little bit worried. It is showing up in the trailer just as wheat. So I don't know if the trailer has to be modded or we have to use a particular trailer as far as the pickup is concerned. I didn't think that was the case, but we'll find out when we get to that next stage of the process. That definitely has me a little bit concerned. I guess we could go and unload it and test the theory, but I just wait till we're all finished. It won't. At this point, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we got to harvest. We're going to have to harvest the wheat anyway, so I just save all that back and forth for later and chalk it up the lesson learned. If there was something we didn't do right, or whatever the case may be. So we'll be using this mod again. Alright. And like I said, we're making fairly quick progress on the harvesting of this field, but again, it's still just going to take a certain amount of time to get the entire field done, and that's okay. And after you guys watching me use one of the similar mods to blaze through our grass harvest in a matter of minutes. Probably not used to seeing me run equipment at this slow rate of speed at all, because it's been a while. So because I do a lot of my stuff live and I don't do pre-recorded videos that often, I try to limit how much torture I'm sending all of my viewers through. Just Australia has unreal capacity. We don't have to worry about going back and forth and making all these frequent trips. And as I talked about before, you got to play this game however you want to play it, just as long as you have fun doing it. Some guys who are gonna lose their mind because I'm quote not playing a virtual farming game realistically enough for their liking, but that's the whole beauty of it. You do what you got to do to satisfy you and your desires, but don't jump on other people's stuff trying to tell them how to have fun. You know, your fun, your idea of fun and enjoyment may not be the other guys. So have the grace to to give folks to let them have fun in their own particular way, and you have fun in your way. There's no right or wrong way to play the game. It's just a way to play the game that you like, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Of course, we are a community, so definitely we want to hear from each other and have positive feedback with each other. But all that critical, negative stuff, folks can leave that at the door. Um, and I know, it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Redundant to complain about people, not being their best selves on the internet, because that kind of comes with the internet and all. But still, there, when you want to protect your positive spaces on the internet as much as you can. And I'm all about having positive spaces. I guys that have been watching me long enough know often I do have my moments, but on this live stream series, it's just me, myself, and I. For the most part, I'm not going back and forth with somebody that I don't know, in real life. Like, um, so that's all I gotta say. I am human. I do have my moments, but I try to be a force of positivity and not a harbinger of doom or a carrier of negativity. That's just not in my wheelhouse. Um, but just the moral of it all is, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? Something I do say quite a bit on my lives. Like, really, this is a hobby. Of course, people can make a lot of money off of it, but it's still a hobby, So enjoy yourself. If you're not enjoying yourself, then what are you doing, really? I don't come on I don't play games to stress or add to the stress that I already have from real life. That's not what it's all about. And if that is what's happening with you, you may want to try doing something else. But all that being said, getting off topic here and going on a weird tangent. So let's move in here. We're making progress on getting the swathing done in this field. Just it's just steady. But at least it's not at 6 miles an hour. It's at 10 or 11 miles an hour. We're breaking down to 9 a little bit here and there. So still a bit faster than it would be if we were doing realistic speeds with a normal swather or harvester. Not to mention we have multiple steps, because you have to come in with the swather, then come in with the harvester / conditioner. You have your straw pickup, and then you have your swath pickup. guess we're having a moment of silence now. After all that chatter, I went to the dead zone there. We're getting close, but we still got a little ways to go here on this build. But we're getting close. And I didn't even think it was going to take this long to get this one done. I was watching some mod review videos from some other modders on YouTube, and there's been quite a few updates to the Colossus pack. It was even brought to my attention based on one of the mod videos that I watched that the swathing is even now a part of the Colossus pack. So this is not the only piece of machinery I can use for swathing, except the Colossus pack updates swathing function as the standard. For the most part, it's a standard swathing equipment functions. It's just at higher rates of speeds. And what I mean to say by that is, if you use the Colossus pack equipment for swathing, you're going to have to go through all of these standard steps that the swathing process goes through. Just you'll be able to do it at higher rates of speed and at higher capacities, and you have a plethora of additional options that you can have for this machinery. You'll have to go have that two-step process. It's just the equipment runs faster, so you might be able to knock those steps out faster. And with this mod that we're using now, it's only one step. You just harvest with the brick header and pick it up with the pickup wagon, and then we gotta drop this off to these silos. The thing that comes with this set. Silo is supposed to separate materials, so you have your turn the swath into wheat and straw. See if that's the case. And it's kind of a little bit concerning to me that material that we're picking up now is showing in the wagon as just appears to be wheat, standard wheat. But we'll see when we take it up to the separator facility if that is the case. And if so, then we probably have some other mod conflict or some other issue that's causing the mod not to work properly for them. And that's the first instance of me doing that and kind of deviating and going out of line. I probably could have hired a worker and had a worker and do all this pickup stuff as well while I did other things, but this is cool. I mean, technically the animals can tend to themselves until they run out of food, but you don't have to do the animals every day. to make it. We are still hanging in there. We are roughly almost half hour in, and we're still harvesting this main field. We'll get there. All right, we got this piece right here. We just got to keep our eyes on the prize. We're almost there. All right, chop, chop, chop. This is taking a while, even with the accelerated speeds on the equipment. But it might even be better with the additional steps to still do it with the Colossus. I know you that runs even much faster than this. I keep saying I have to test it, but I know I won't. Got too many other games that I'm playing, as well as Farming Simulator, so I just don't have bandwidth like that anymore. But I get a moment though, I would like to do some testing. See which modded swathing process is faster, and so how much faster, in consideration of those additional steps that you have to have if you with the standard equipment. You'd have to make 2 passes, just like I talked about earlier. You'd have to make the swathing pass, and then you have to make the pickup pass. This mod eliminates all of that and just has it where you only have to make 1 pass, pick it up, and the factory does the separation or processing, if you will. And that's where you get your straw from, the factory. All right, getting close. Chop, 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 chop. We will get there. That's one of the things about live streams, or there are no breaks. You're just in it to win it. That's It's going to be unlike people who re-record videos and add the commentary to them later. There's no quiet, there's no dead, because they're just transitioning from one thing to the other. But in the labs, you're going to get a lot of quiet time, a lot of talking time, and everything in between. It's just what it is. I would say I don't know a lot of people that can talk for 2 hours straight, but we know that's not true. There's a lot of people that can talk for 2 hours straight about a whole lot of nothing. We're almost there. So I think we're still within the first 30 minutes, just because it's only we've only been live for about 30 minutes right now. It feels like it's been a little longer, but we're still moving along. It just doesn't look like it's moving along that fast, but we are moving along pretty quickly. All right, I think that's it. So let's go ahead, turn off more, and trailer, pick up, turn off loading wagon. And let's go get this thing unloaded and see what our scenario is. Oh, excuse me. Should have muted that. All right, so we're gonna go over here to this silo. This silo is specifically a specific silo that's a part of this entire mod package. And we're gonna unload our wagon here. There we go. All right, now it has the right designation. It says wheat swap. So we're good. All right, so that's all unloaded, and I think we can go over and find this silo in our production change menu, but I'm not 100%. Yeah, there it is, SWAT separator. So this is the SWAT separator production chain, and your incoming materials. You see, you have your options between barley, canola, oat, soybean, wheat. So your grain crops for the most part. The outgoing products are barley, canola, oat, soybeans, straw, and wheat. And since we just dropped wheat swath in there, it's going to separate the wheat and the straw. So we should be getting the products of outgoing products of straw and wheat. We just got to obviously activate the output mode. And, all right, it is activated, so I think we want to keep it on storing because we just want it in a silo. We don't want to sell it immediately. So it should be starting to produce. Silo should be starting to produce product here shortly. All right, but that's going to do it for at least this phase of the process. So we are done with our harvesting. I think where are we at on the grass situation? Yeah, we had already harvested the grass, right? Yeah. And we have, so next up, our only other crop that we got to be concerned with having a harvest cycle coming up at some point here in the not too distant future is our sugar beet. And it has, the sugar beet will be ready to harvest in October. So we're still in fairly good shape with sugar beet right now. That's the only other crop we have to worry about. We do need to do, I think we have to mulch. We need to mulch on the harvesting. We need to mulch on the wheat field because that's a grain crop. So we're going to be mulching. So we won't need this. Oops, forgot about this is over here. So we won't need to lease keep these pieces of equipment. So we'll go ahead and return them for right now. Let's see here. Go to the shop screen. On vehicles. And we shall return the Har XB 190. Yes. And we shall return the Lizard Swap Dropper 760. We don't need it right now. Alright, and I forgot one thing I did. Why we missed something there. We missed the did we buy that trailer? That's right, we did go ahead and buy that. We gotta find a new home for you, buddy. Welcome, new addition, welcome to the family. I think we got all the bays booked, don't we? Yeah. So we have to bring this one into the fold in our main vehicle storage area, shop. And this is going to be your new home. Welcome to the family. And attach. Got some other things that we need to get done here. Said we need to do some mulching. Just thinking, let me make sure. It's been a minute since I've done the grain crop stuff, so I gotta make sure all the processes are sitting on my brain here properly because we just harvested and yeah. Then we gotta mulch after we harvest. That's your bonus. So in the interest of things Colossus, we're going to use the mulcher from the Colossus pack, so we can speed that up, so we're not sitting here another half an hour watching me go over this, go over that field with a mulcher again. So let's get back over to the shop. Working at night this time around. You know, I normally don't like to do night stuff because it doesn't come through on the videos very good all the time if you're watching it on a lower resolution, but it's something that I wouldn't have control over anyways. And even if I was recording this video was being done at Ultra HD, it will still be downsampled depending on what platform you're watching the episode on anyway. So let's go into the shop and let's go under category would the mulchers be on under soil cultivation. Okay. And we got a couple of different options here. I wanted to kind of showcase the vineyard mulcher because we've often used the invisible mulcher, but I just wanted to showcase some of the different mods that I have installed so you can kind of see what they do and what they don't do. So we'll go with the 25 meter unrealistic with the crop guide on, so we can kind of get a good idea of what we're doing here. Don't need a beacon light. We'll leave the default colors, and we'll go ahead and release the mulcher. It said vineyard mulcher, but you can use this for any scenario where you want to mulch. Alright, let's go check it out. Headed back to the main farm. Excuse me, not to the main farm, but to the wheat field. Combined wheat fields. And again, I've been lamented about many times before. I really wish in the next version of Farming Simulator that they implement some kind of system for dynamic field numbering, so that when you merge fields, the numbering updates, and it still doesn't, so the game doesn't treat the field as 3 separate fields in certain scenarios. We're long overdue for that update. Alright, so we're here at the wheat field, and we're going to get our mulcher set up and configured, and then let's check out how fast we can mulch the entire field. So let's go and to our equipment menu, our old mulcher. Our guide, so you can see our guide. So the guide's showing, I can kind of get it lined up to get an idea of where I need my equipment to be. So right about there is fine. So we'll turn on mulcher, more mulcher, and we're off. And it allows us to mulch at the operating speed of the tractor, which is a huge time saver. Wholly unrealistic, but it's a definite time saver on the game as far as virtual farming is concerned. And again, like I've said earlier tonight, I'm going to play as realistic or unrealistic as you want to play. Just make sure you have fun doing it, whatever works for you. here, in the interest of time, we're going to use the unrealistic stuff. If anybody has any questions on what the realistic process looks like, it's entirely, well, in a lot of cases, it's going to be the same exact process, just using a different piece of equipment that performs a little bit differently. Has realistic performance. This mulcher is blazing. I really like it. I like it a lot. Okay, and I can't tell. Let's see. I told you I can't tell where that mulch is mulch at. Alrighty then. Still got a ways to go. motor release. I'm like, what am I doing? All right, we've done our mulching, we've done our harvest. Return the vineyard mulcher unrealistic back to the shop. Oh shoot, I just remember we have went out and back to the shop. So bit. Oh, excuse me. Oh no, it's raining. Alright, let's head over to the farmhouse and call it a day. I kind of want to see what some certain things look like here after acceleration of time, so we'll go ahead and sleep. All right, it's a new day, pun intended. Um, let's start off by doing something that we forgot to do previously. Let's get our rock grinding operation going. So let's turn that conveyor belt on. And all right, we're good there. And let's check on our playground and see where that project is situated. Okay. It's demanding 671 and 311 fabric. We already got all of that. So, yeah. So just waiting on it to hit the next stage. All right. We can plant wheat again in September, so we will be ready for that. All right, so back over to the bait farm. Let's take a peek at our animals to see how they're doing. Pigs very much need food. Really, everybody should be kind of heavy on the demand side for food. In fact, the sheep are dangerously close to running out of food completely. So we'll definitely need to tend to our animals today. So let's hop over to 780, 780, and let's get to rocking and rolling. So we already have the liquids tanker attached. We'll start with the liquids. First, let's grab some milk products. All right, so start filling. All right, 137 liters of buffalo milk incoming. We'll take that over to our dairy production facility. And unload our buffalo milk. Alright, start filling. Milk. Got 9,000 liters of milk. And we can unload our milk. Now let's go grab any slurry we might have that we need to get loaded into the biogas plant. We got 21,970 liters here. And from the pigs, we have 36,494 liters. Alright, and we're gonna take all of our slurry and unload it at the biogas plant. Alright, all of our liquid products are taken care of, so now let's go with our solids. Alright, let's go. Animals. Alright, first let's load up some barley. And as much as we can, because we don't know how much we're going to need to satisfy the demands of the chickens, so let's just do the mother load. Decided to send to back in this scenario. There we go. And barley. Alright, okay. That covers the chicken. Let's unload our leftovers. Next up, next crop. Sugar beet. Unload the biogas plant. Let's start with this amount that we have currently. Let's fade out to the side, to left or right. Depth in this scenario. Pretty much on the nose. I thought it was about 60, 70 something thousand. So I almost got that one right on the nose. All right, now we're gonna unload our sugar beet. And next up is straw. Alright, we have our straw. Let's go unload our straw. So we got the tip set to back, or no, left to right. Let's add in this area. There we go, unload our straw. How are we doing on straw for the pigs? Because before I dump a bunch of straw in there, let me take a look at what their situation is. 30,000. So they got plenty of straw. A little bit. Let's unload. All right, next up we'll grab manure. And we'll drop this off at manure off the biogas plant. Big food. And unload our pig food. And total mix ration. Right, so we have our total mix ration, and that's feed for the cows. And let's go with the cows. Yeah. There's your total mix ration. And finally, grass. That is to the right. And let's unload our grass. It's a beautiful thing, a beautiful thing. Unloading our grass. I think that's everybody and everything that should be taken care of. Yeah. Now, stay tuned. I still might need that in a moment. It is August now, and in August, crop calendar says we can do oh, oh, no crops. No crops, right? Sugar beet is. Let's go do some vehicular maintenance. And repaint and repairs on vehicles as needed. We always want to keep our equipment maintained as well as we can. All right, excuse me, and let's go see how we're doing here with our projects. Playground is 100% operational. Congratulations. My gosh. All right, so that's a screenshot for the ages. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Our mission is accomplished. We we have did it. We have done it. Um, and this is where we're going to end this series. This will be the last episode of this series. On Wednesday, we'll be uh, firing up our first Alma episode in the Alma, Missouri series. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and checking this series out and being patient with us while we get to the finish line, but we have made it. Um, and again, that's doing this. That playground took years of game time, literally. Um, But yeah, this is interesting. Again, I don't know what kids would be allowed to play on such a contraption in such a location with the multitude of perils that this thing presents. It'd be cool for something to drive by and take a look at, but as far as actual real live kids playing on this thing, no. But it is incredible looking. All right, there you have it, folks. And it's actually kind of cool that it timed out that we went here and discovered as such a few minutes before the end of tonight's episode. We would have been kind of still kind of grind out certain things, but we got it done. We got it done. The playgrounds and everything in between. This has been this has been fun. This has been something a little bit different. I'm gonna move on to brighter and better things. And again, just appreciative of everyone tuning in, supporting me throughout the series. Now it's onward and upward to Alma, Missouri. We're gonna see what we can get into on that map. Then either way, it's gonna be cool. So we've got about 10 minutes to burn here. I think we're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna go ahead and try to kind of wrap it up a little bit early here and get prepared for the Alma series, and that's where we're going to be firing it up next time. And we're going to start from, from the base new farmer startup. We're not going to do like a role playing version of the series where we carry our funds over from this series to the new series. We're going to start fresh there. We're not going to carry this. Well, I have a $4 million balance right now. I'm definitely not going to have that going forward over there. But while we're still here, we'll do one last minute check on everything. Make sure all the productions are turning away. Let's see how the swath separator is doing. See, we got wheat. See, there you go. Awesome. Look at there. Wheat swath is being turned into straw and wheat. And this actually got quite a good amount of wheat and straw. So that's going to be crazy. Because you're already sitting on 59,787 liters of wheat and 195,000 liters of straw, and we have barely even got into utilizing all of the wheat swath. We're just getting started on that. So this is going to be interesting. So I have to remember, I'll use that in the future, like coming, because you still have to come to the facility to pick up your crops and move them to other locations. Because I don't think, because is this story? Yeah, yeah, it doesn't have a setup to distribute the outgoing products, I don't believe. This is so cool. Just an alternative way of coming up with the SWAT. All right, and let's look at items that are on sale. Case IH Magnum, the Vermeer ZR5 1200, the Colossus 10,000 sugar beet cutter, and the mocktail 412. All right, and I'm still gonna do probably a little bit of a mod review here as I go through the mods to see if there's stuff that I can get rid of that I don't really use that much and it's kind of redundant, just to kind of clear up a little bit of space on the mods, because there's a lot of stuff I have installed that I know I'll never use, but I just like it because it's stuff that I'm familiar with and I've used in the past and so on and so forth. But there's a little bit of redundancy there. There's stuff on here I don't need, and could definitely I gotta my console. I gotta be a little bit more conscious and mindful of my limited mod space that I have. So I'm really gonna have to be a little more judicious, if you will, about what mods I keep and what mods I don't, because you can always shuffle the deck. You just have to be more mindful about managing your what you have installed versus what you don't have installed. A big fan of the trucks, so obvious, we're stupid obvious reasons why I would have a million truck mods on here, because I'm a sucker for those every time. But definitely a lot of stuff here. Like this one, I probably can go ahead and get rid of that mow anywhere pack. Really, a lot of these. So yeah, I think I'll do that between now and this all my series as well. This one, I don't need that. Uh, yeah, but yeah, but we're gonna call it. Um, you've been tuning into another episode of Bose 831 Gaming Live on Twitch. We've been playing Farming Simulator 25. We've been on the Riverbend Springs map tonight. This episode will conclude that Riverbend Springs series. Um, this will be the final episode of this series, and we will start a new series on Wednesday on the Alma, Missouri map. Thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you again. Thanks everyone. Um, I'm Bose831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, so on and so forth. Um, Episodes of my Twitch live stream series are uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. Wherever it is you run across my content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. But please let me know. The only way I can get better is with your feedback, and your feedback is appreciated. Um, Also, if you're on YouTube or whatever platform you're on, don't forget to hit that notification bell, that notification icon. That way you can be apprised and notified when new content is posted by yours truly. And that's all I got for tonight. Jose 831 Gaming, Farming Simulator 25, and we are out of here. I will catch you on the flip side. And in this case, that flip side will be Alma on Wednesday.